may be wondering how strange it is that designing or manufacturing a car might go wrong, and why these cars did not make it to the market. You might be lucky if you're watching this video of the top 10 strangest cars ever made. Hello guys, and welcome to Luxario. Designers used their creative license to create cars that were unique, odd, and occasionally downright bizarre as cars evolved throughout history. Although current marketing emphasizes safety, performance, and appearance, this has not always been the case. Cars have been developed on an almost unique, hilarious basis even now, and particularly in the 1960s and 1970s. Sometimes in order to achieve a specific design aim, the cars become really bizarre. Today, just for fun, I'm going to highlight the 10 strangest cars ever made. Some of these are ideas that were ahead of their time, while others never existed. And if anyone is left out, please let us know in the comment section. Do you have an eye for the extraordinary? Before we continue, kindly subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell to get updates on more videos like this from us. So without further ado, let's take a look at this, strangers. Number 10. Ferrari Pininfarina 512S Modulo. Despite the fact that Pininfarina had made more popular works, the Ferrari 512 Modulo was designed for shock value more than aesthetics. Paolo Martin built the Modulo in 1970 and decided to mount the body on the chassis of a Ferrari 512S race car. It may resemble a James Bond amphibious vehicle, but it is not watertight. The Modulo has a low, wedge-shaped body with a canopy-style roof that swings forward to provide access to the cabin. Another intriguing and one-of-a-kind aspect of this car is that there are 24 holes in the engine cover that show off the glistening V12 engine, which produces an astonishing 550 horsepower, a top speed of 220 miles per hour, and can achieve 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, but only when traveling in a straight line. Another issue was that you couldn't steer it. Number 9. 1964 Peel Trident. It's difficult to know what to make of the Peel Trident, except the fact that it resembles something. The Trident was built by the Peel Engineering Company on the Isle of Man and featured 2 seats, with the mistaken belief that anyone driving one would ever have a date. Incidentally, the P50, a 1-seat variant, was a finalist for the list, but I chose the Trident deliberately to make that joke. The Trident featured 3 wheels and was incredibly small, measuring just over 6 feet long and 3 feet broad, and weighing only 330 pounds. This third point is unlikely to surprise anyone. It was never offered in the United States. Number 8. 1932 Helicron. The Helicron is a one-of-a-kind beast, and the world is a poorer place as a result. This monster was discovered decaying away in a barn in the year 2000, and was swiftly restored to its proper and weird splendor. The Helicron, which is essentially a wooden roadster propelled by a big front-mounted propeller, is the ideal car for anyone who enjoys speed or simply despises birds. The steering was predictably at the back wheels, and instead of a gas pedal, it had a throttle lever. Jason Torchinsky of Jalopnik inspected it after it was restored and illustrated its effect on pedestrians by flinging sausages into the propeller. Okay, maybe there's a reason why the design didn't catch on. Number 7. 1953 GM Firebird I XP21. In the 1950s, America was obsessed with jets. An engineer couldn't help but combine that with our initial love, vehicles. While there are several jet car hybrids on the market, this one stands out because it resembles an airplane fuselage with wheels attached. That was it, but it also possessed a 370 horsepower gas-powered engine turbine. Unfortunately, it also emitted a cone of jet exhaust behind it, which reached temperatures of 1250 degrees Fahrenheit. That wasn't going to work in traffic. Based on its speed and performance, the GM Firebird would rank alongside Ferraris and Paganis if it were available today. Number 6. 1951 GM LeSabre. The 1951 GM LeSabre, created by GM design chief Harley Earl, was the very first car to sport fins and a wraparound windshield, which became the standard in American cars afterwards. The car also came equipped with a moisture detector, which could instantly raise the convertible's roof if it rained. How fascinating. But despite its immense size, the LeSabre concept was only a 2-seater, and the seating could not be adjusted because they were welded in place. The LeSabre was also powered by a 225 cubic inch aluminium block V8 with 2 superchargers achieving 335 horsepower. Number 5. 1942 OF Electrique. Paul Arzens, an eccentric French engineer, designed this entry. I'm quite sure half of that statement was superfluous because you figure it out. If you remember what happened in France in 1992, it's not unexpected that gasoline was scarce, especially for people. The Earth Electrique, or electric egg, was designed as an alternate mode of transportation. While it appears to be as light as the previous entry, the Peel Trident, the electric egg tipped the scales at roughly 770 pounds, once batteries and motor were included. It had decent power for its day with a range of 63 miles and a top speed of 44 miles per hour, 37 miles per hour with a passenger. And if it had caught on, we may be light years ahead on electric car technology nowadays. Number 4. The Cadillac Cyclone. First and foremost, you're probably wondering why there are two black cones where the headlights should be. They are actually radars with a crash avoidance system, similar to what our current Tesla does when it detects a collision on the horizon. If the Cyclone detects an oncoming car or object, it would emit a series of warning lights and high-pitched alarms, as well as apply the brakes immediately. With a special silver coating over the canopy, the Cyclone provided UV protection. The design was primarily influenced by 1950s aviation and rocket ideas. Number 3. 1987 GM Sunracer. The World Solar Challenge is a race designed to test and improve solar-powered cars. The third car on my list was the winner of the race's first edition, the Sunracer, which was created in partnership with General Motors, AeroVironment, and Hughes Aircraft. Is powered by 8,800 solar cells mounted along with its teardrop-shaped frame. This item is lighter than the electric egg, with a frame weighing only 14 pounds and a total weight of 585 pounds, with everything included. Because of this, as well as its aerodynamic form, the Sunracer has the potential to reach speeds of approximately 70 miles per hour. Number 2. Amphicar Model 770. Have you ever gone into a dealership and couldn't decide if you wanted a car or a boat? Obviously not. No one has, in fact. It hasn't deterred engineers from attempting to address that non-issue. Owners typically extol the Amphicar with phrases like, "It's the quickest car on the water and the fastest boat on the land," which savvy readers will know means nothing. It's a somewhat better vehicle than that, but the general judgment is that it's a considerably better car than a boat, albeit not a very wonderful automobile. Still, a pair of them crossed the English Channel in 1965, so if your commute includes crossing the English Channel, you're good. Number 1. 1949 Taylor Aerocraft 1. We conclude this video in the only way we know how, with the Taylor Aerocar. For a long time, flying cars have been used as a metaphor for the future, but the irony is that we've really had flying automobiles since the 1940s. The difficulty is the same as with the Amphicar. You wind up with a vehicle that performs two things passably rather than one thing brilliantly. The Aerocar was small, noisy, and slow for a car. It was hefty and slow for a plane. It was also expensive to relocate, with 15 miles per gallon on the road and 8 gallons per hour in the sky. The Aerocar, like other flying car concepts, yes, there were a few, had a modular design, with the idea that a traveller would store the wings and the tail at an airport and attach them only when ready to fly. The Aerocar was no exception, but its wings and tail could be folded and carried behind the car in a trailer. Converting from one to another took between 5 and 10 minutes, but it cost an incalculable amount of dignity. Some of these vehicles were duds, others worked or worked just as they should. The one thing they all had in common was that they were all risk takers. And that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Kindly let us know in the comment section which you think was the strangest of them all. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and smash that notification bell so you don't miss wonderful content like this from us. Thanks for watching. Until next time.